welcome everybody to Very Connected, our brand new podcast. And I'm so excited. We're here today joined by Anna Ewing. And Anna, say hello.
Hi.
And we're talking about overcoming body dysmorphia plus other life challenges. And Anna is going to be talking about her story. I'm going to let her share a little bit more openly on that. But, kind of going into today's topic a little bit, weight loss surgery can certainly result in changing the body's appearance. But what happens, sometimes we have this kind of disillusioned look of what our body should look like. And body dysmorphia is a condition where a person spends more time than necessary perceiving their own flaws. And these flaws are often, and most of the time, even unnoticeable to others. So in this episode, Anna, who is a 4-year post-op VSG patient who's lost 165 pounds. Whoa. She's going to talk about her own story and how she's overcoming some of the negative effects of body dysmorphia. And she's also going to share about her own childhood trauma, emotional eating, depression, some self-worthiness issues, and her relationships, which some of them have been toxic in her opinion, and how she's moving into relationships that are more loving. And so, Anna, tell us about yourself. I know you had VSG 4 years ago, June of 2019. Tell us what your highest weight, your surgery weight, where you are now, where you hope to be, all of that good stuff. And while you're doing that, I'm going to be connecting on our Facebook. So I'm going to be muting myself while you talk for a moment.
So, well, first, welcome everybody to coming. I love sharing my story and my experiences because if it helps others and it, connects to you, then that's really important. And I feel that, people can always take in information and, it can help you, in all sorts of things like, oh yeah, I went through that, or different things. Like when I was seeking help, I just wanted to find somebody that was like me or had gone through something that I went through, or somebody that I could connect with. Because there were times in my life that I felt alone and I wanted attention and I just wanted friends. And yeah, I had my best friend and the core people at church and stuff, and a couple friends at school, but I really thought, now I know that I missed out on a lot of opportunities because of my weight and because of the way that I looked. I chose not to do things because I was scared what other people would think. And I know I didn't come off like that, but that's really how I felt. I didn't want to make myself look bad. And the only regret of doing something for me is that I didn't do it sooner. I always been such a giving and loving person that I just gave and gave and gave, and I helped people out all the time, and I get honest, really really good satisfaction from making other people happy. And I think I just I used that to cover up so much pain that I had. And a lot of people didn't know that. And honestly, I didn't even know that until I became who I am today. And I wouldn't be who I am today if it wasn't for, the decisions that I made and the choices and the really moves to better my life that I did. So
Anna, thank you for being so humble and sharing sharing, because some of those things are hard to talk about. And I mean, I completely understand. Enid said, I completely get you too. She understands. I mean, coming from this community, sometimes it's hard. We have friends and things like that, but sometimes sharing those deepest things regarding our weight loss journey can be sort of hard. And just knowing if people are going to understand what we're going through, and some of the challenges, that we face. So it is sincerely such a pleasure for you to have you tell us these things, and from the bottom of your heart. And I can tell you're sharing from that space.
So my highest weight was 310 pounds. From what I remember and what is documented, like on my chart and stuff, um, and doctor visits. My surgery weight was about 290 pounds, and that was, yes, the 4 years ago. And my current weight is 170, yes. And my lowest weight was about 152, 153, and like in the 150s. And that's ultimately where I want to be again. And I'm getting back there. It's just, it's just being consistent and being mindful of what you eat every day, and not eating what's around just because it's convenient, just because it's there. I, like, even a couple months ago, I caught myself not taking the time to really think about what I should eat, and just eating what's there because, I didn't want to be an inconvenience. And I realized that that's what I was doing, was being able to fall back in those habits of, of what I did, way before, is like just eating because, that's what somebody else wanted to have for dinner or something. It's not that I don't, like those things. It's just that I don't need, I don't need that. So.
Anna, it looks like somebody's asking, how tall are you?
Oh, I'm 5'3".
5'3". And
So
Liz,
my BMI still, yeah, my BMI right now is still overweight. Now do I really? Okay, your BMI. I don't know. I don't really base myself off that, but it's also a body dysmorphia thing. Is when you Google your your BMI and you see that you're darn close to that obese again, and you're like, yep, I know that I'm still 300 pounds. Yep, and I'm obese. It's like, it's so it's just a mind switch that nobody prepared me for. Nobody prepares us for, and it's not the surgeon's fault. It's not the team's fault. It's not the nurse's fault. It's not the dietitian's fault. It's not this, because you have to see a psychiatrist too, and it's not their fault either. But that's why we're here. That's why we share our story, is because when you drastically make a change in your life, people don't realize that there's a there's a sense of like shock. And like, I used to wear size 3X and size 24 jeans, and for a long time I would still go to the plus size section, and I would have to stop myself and be like, this isn't my size. Why did I even take this and grab it? It's because I used it as a comfort. I love to shop, and I felt that as a comfort, definitely. I used it as a blanket to cover up pain. Because if I looked cute, then maybe it would cover up some of my flaws, or maybe it would cover up how fat I was. I remember hating my butt, and I just hated how big it was. And I would wear like longer sweaters when it was 85, 90 degrees outside. And now I'm walking out in public in a tank top and shorts. Yeah, it's still a little self-conscious-y to be walking around in shorts, but when I look at my legs in the mirror, I'm like, oh, they're not that bad. Yeah, they're a little extra skin here and there, a little extra shake, but they're not bad. And probably the biggest non-scale victory is being able to cross your legs underneath a table, underneath your desk, um, like in the car. It's like people don't realize either that um, that when you're bigger, when you're a plus size woman, you, you think about so many things, like how long it takes you to get in the car. Oh, I have to sit, in the front because there's more room up there. Or, I have to make up an excuse why I'm not going to go somewhere because, I can't fit. Um, Valley Fair. I love amusement park rides, and I remember um, going to Valley Fair, and we got on the Renegade ride, and that's like a really wooden kind of old ride, but the the belt part fit, but the bar didn't latch, and because my stomach was so big, and that was a turning point moment in my life, because I believe it was the year, yeah, but it was the year before I had surgery was when we went to Valley Fair, and that that was like a turning moment, because I got kicked off that ride. I got asked to get off because I was too big for that ride. And the next year, very next year, we we went back to Valley Fair, and I showed that ride to Who's Boss, and uh, I got in that ride, and there was room around me, and I could pull the bar pull the bar all the way down, and there was room, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I was in the same seat, same belt, same bar, and that's when it actually does click, and it's like, oh, I am smaller. Or and another, some more advice I would give somebody is take pictures. Take them. I wake up every morning and I love to see the Facebook memories, because it reminds me. It reminds me, like who I was, 5, 6, 5, 6 years ago. It reminds me who I was. I was still the same person, but so now it makes sense, because after I had lost a lot of weight, my best friend Jenny had said to me, Anna, now your outside matches your inside.
I love that, Anna. That is something for each person on this call to take into their heart, because I feel like that resonates so well with people. And I'm going to kind of pause for just a second, give you a second, and I'm going to actually share my screen here for just a second, because I feel like now is a perfect time to share your before and after pictures. And we also have, I have your Instagram page pulled up too, because I also want to share some pictures of you now too, as well. Is that okay? Give you a
Yeah.
second? I love that. Anybody else resonate with that? There's a lot of comments too, and I feel like we should pause in a moment too
Yeah.
to read some of those. But let me share my screen first. Now, if somebody's listening to the replay, this is going to be on replay on. Sorry, here I'm going to go to. Okay, so I am going to be sharing. I had Anna's notes pulled up.
Oh,
I first have her Instagram page. Let me actually go to your pictures though, because I have those pulled up as well.
yeah.
Okay, here's one of your pictures. Tell us about this picture.
So that's me and my sisters. I was probably 20, 28, 27. I know that was, or 25. Yeah, I'm not sure, but it was like early to mid 20s. And we were shopping for my birthday. So that's in about August. And yeah, that is the biggest size at Maurice's, a 3. Um, and those pants are at least a size 20 or 22 probably. And I can see, I mean, I know that's me, but I don't know. Honestly, I see the pain.
You know, it is hard. I think for all of us, like being at a size that we don't feel comfortable with, a lot of times we want to be in the background, and here you're in the front ground. I mean, it looks
Yeah,
like you got a smile on your face, though. It looks like that you're probably having a good moment with your family
yeah.
and friends.
That one was in college. So that was at one of our retreats up at Breezy Point. And no, I mean, I had a lot of friends. I had a lot of people that liked me, and I just think I know I missed out on a lot of opportunities because I was looked over. I was looked over because of my weight.
I know this is
So
hard. It's like, now let's go to this. We're going to go to your picture now, and then I'm going to go to your Instagram page because I know you have lots of good pictures. So tell us about this
I love that.
picture.
That was happy. Oh, yeah. I mean, that one I see happiness, and I see joy, and I see confidence in that one a lot.
You know, it's kind of
Yeah.
one of those things like these people that are watching probably see that in your other pictures too, but sometimes when we don't see it in ourselves, it doesn't really matter what anybody else sees.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm gonna kind of go down and I'm gonna kind of click. I'm gonna just look and see. So Anna on Instagram is Sparkle.
On the
I'm
sleeve.
moving my cursor here. Just a second. It's
I
Sparkle
knew you were gonna share all my
on the
pic.
sleeve.
Oh, it's totally fine. Yeah, I mean, like in my smiles now, and like, yeah, yeah, like that one. That one was just a couple of days ago when Facebook Memories had reminded me, and that day, I remember that day. And it was a hot day, so that's me wearing those sweaters in like a 85, 90-degree day because I I don't know why. I just think I covered myself up because I I was like uncomfortable in my own skin.
Well, I think I'm
But
gonna stop sharing that. I think anybody here probably can relate
yeah,
to that. I know for myself, um, whenever I had before I had weight loss surgery, I wore a lot of those, and still I find myself in things like that all the time. Today I have on a jacket, and it's like probably 80 degrees outside, but I'm actually just cold because we got our air conditioner on. But yeah,
and and so when I'm inside, which that's another topic, I'm always cold. It can it can be warm like it can be warm somewhere, to other people, but I'm freezing cold. So at my office at work, I'm always wearing a sweater, and I've even thought about bringing in my little space heater because when when you're when you're big your whole life, you have that insulation. And when that insulation is gone, your bones have lost that, insulation to what it was used to. And also I had so much pain, like leg pain, feet pain. I remember getting home from my serving job where I would only work probably like 5, 6, 7 hours, and my feet would swell up so much that I'd be limping like into the house. And like I'd take off my shoes and my socks, and like there'd be indents from my socks and my shoes because my feet got so swollen. And I kept going to doctors, and I kept seeing them like, there has to be some answer that you can give me so that I can continue to do what I want to do. I love doing what I want to do, so I love being active. And so it was like going to going to see a rheumatologist, and I got diagnosed with RA and the fibromyalgia. And that relieved some pain here and there. I definitely noticed a difference. And then yeah, it's like just different things like that where I just I wanted help. And I finally found the right doctor that said, Anna, I can see on your chart that you have tried so many things, and you've been in here multiple times for weight. And basically, Kayla, Kayla's who I see here, she's my bariatric doctor. And she goes, Anna, what we can do for you is you can have bariatric surgery. And I was like, that's for people who are like 500-600 pounds, like double me, because because I'd always watch, my 600-pound life, or something. And but the more and more she talked to me about it, and the more and more I saw people, and their and their success. And I thought about it for a long time. And once I found people, on Facebook and on Instagram, like my friend Molly was my first friend. And she's kind of like me. She's got like the dark hair, the curly hair, and I felt really connected to her. And I asked her questions, and I was like, okay, I think I can do this. And yeah, and it was at one of my doctor's appointments where I read morbidly obese, and that's where it clicked. And I went to my doctor, Kayla, and I was like, all right, I'm all in. Let's do it. I'm done. That's it. I'm done taking care of everybody else. It's my turn now. And yeah, the process just started. And I mean, it was, you have to be mind ready, and you have to be ready to, to make those changes in your life, because there's struggles from, being a child, and then in my teens, and not being welcome to stuff, or not wanting to do stuff, but then always being like the friend who would help other people. And it's just great now to be able to enjoy the things that I want to do, be able to go and enjoy things that I would have never experienced before. Yeah, I mean, you don't realize the changes that are going to happen, but trust the process, because if there's anybody out there right now that is thinking about surgery or they just had surgery and they don't know what to do, also message me. Like, I will be so honest about everything. Like, like nothing is nothing is off the table. Ask away, because if if I didn't go through it, I probably know somebody who did. Um, Hair loss. Hair loss is another thing. I lost a lot of hair. The texture of my hair changed. I used to have, a full head of like thick, thick hair, and it's just a different, lifestyle now, and there's different things that you adjust to. Um, and now, now, now I think more about food than I ever did, but I think about it in a different way. We A lot of us use food as a comfort, or just because I know said this before to other people, but we get in this mindset that we have to have a breakfast, lunch, and a dinner. But really, we need to just eat when we're hungry. And in today's world, there's fast food, and there's like food at our disposal. Like there's food everywhere, and every stoplight you're at, there's food, and it's just on us all the time. But really, we just eat when we're hungry. If we can listen to our body, it doesn't matter that it's breakfast time or 8 or 8 9 in the morning. Just listen to yourself.
Hey, Anna.
And our portion sizes are so big. So it's just um I think about what I used to think about food, and how I used it as a comfort. And I definitely was an emotional eater. Definitely.
Hey,
When I'm
Anna.
happy, yeah.
Oh, finish your sentence, and I was going to interject just a moment.
So, like, when I was happy, I would eat. When I was sad, I would eat. When I was bored, I would eat. And I didn't realize those different things that, made the changes in my life. And now I think about food as a survival and not as a comfort. I find, comfort and happiness in other things now. So,
Yeah, I have some comments that I thought I
yeah.
wanted to interject with all of this, because some people have some things they wanted to kind of ask and say, and I just wanted to interject because I think it's a great time in between here. Um,
I see. I see one that she got diagnosed with the binge eating disorder.
mhm.
Do we want to talk about that one?
Yeah, before you do that, there's some on Facebook I just want to read. They're not really questions. I just want to give you input here. Diane says, Anna, you've always been cute and bubbly, full of energy, full of life.
That's
Um,
my mom.
yes. And oh, this is your mom. And she also says we
Yeah.
need to live, eat to live, and not to eat, and new mindset. So, oh, she's a cheerleader. Thank you,
Yeah.
Mom. Okay, now you probably can see some of these here in the chat box, but yeah, start with the one you are, and then we're gonna that you just if you want to fully read it, and then we'll kind of start
Uh,
there and move on.
yeah. So I see this one. I don't know who it's from, but I got diagnosed with binge eating disorder because of my emotional eating. Um, I don't think I binged ate. Um, I definitely knew the the feeling of being full. Um, but if you are thinking about having weight loss surgery, and I've seen a lot of stories where people fell back into those habits of binge eating and wanting that comfort so bad. And I I would talk to a therapist, or somebody that can hold yourself accountable. Um, Maybe if there's anybody that you live with that can, help you to not not to fall in those habits anymore, because that's when they, like, you can hear different things that, your stomach will stretch out if you eat a lot. Yes and no. It's a different feeling now of being full than I ever remember before. Um, so I hope that answers your question about binge eating. Was there another one?
Some of these are just comments. I'm going to start from the bottom and work my way up because there's quite a few comments. Amanda says, I've just started to stand up for what I need to my primary doctor. I was overlooked before, but therapy is a big help. And actually,
Yeah.
this last weekend, I just spent with one of my favorite people. Her name is Dr. Connie Stapleton. She actually was on the TL show that you talked about. The 600-pound sisters, and there's some other TLC shows she's on. But she's a therapist, and we were talking about therapy this last weekend and how important it is. To me, it's as important as surgery. Like, we don't always see it that way, but yeah.
I I've actually had the same therapist since before I started. Um, yeah, when I was starting the whole process, my doctor suggested me finding a therapist that I could trust, and I have been seeing her, and we're friends on Facebook, and like I can message her whenever I want and be like, hey, do you have do you have a half hour, or hey, this just happened and I need to talk it over. Like, I need to process this. And, like, yes, a therapist is so great. I was, as a child, I was pushed into not seeking help and not going to doctors, or because I was told that doctors were bad, or doctors just want to push things in your body. And I just I I just wish I didn't have that mentality that I oh, I'm okay, or this is just how I'm gonna live my life, is I'm always gonna be the fat girl, or I'm always going to look this way, and so I need to put on a bright face, or I need to put on a happy face. And I think I know that I hid my pain really well, and it's sad it's sad that I've noticed that, and it's sad that I know that about me now, because I now when I see old pictures, I'm like, that's the pain that I'm talking about. And I know a lot of my pain is still there, and I know it still hurts. Um, but it's a different kind of hurt. Um, so yeah, is there another question you want to
Um,
go over?
some of these
Yes.
are more
Yes.
comments. Let me kind of just read through, browse. I'm not going to probably be able to read all of them because there's so many. Enid said she relates to you, Anna. She said, I was diagnosed with cutaneous lupus back in 2011, and after surgery, I felt better. It looks like Jennifer says she said, yes, I was glossed over with my issues besides weight and made to feel like I was doing, but I also needed to help, and needed more than somebody just telling me lose weight.
Yeah.
Now I'm more stern and advocate for myself with doctors. I have fibromyalgia and getting genetic testing. I also want to say there was a great comment down here by Crystal who says it's hard to find a therapist that understands weight loss surgery. I would say that's probably one of the most important things. If you're looking for a therapist, guys, either before surgery or after surgery, what I would recommend is finding someone that has some type of experience with weight loss surgery patients. And I promise you, there's some out there. Because understanding what you're going through is really helpful. Were you going to talk to that,
Yeah.
Anna?
Yes. I mean, yes, having a therapist is so, so, so important. And because it's somebody who doesn't know your life, but knows your life in a different way, and who is not related to you, who doesn't know your family, who who only knows what you've told them. And my therapist has seen me really big, and who I was before, and I have a sense of connection with her. So it's just it's just being able to, if you're not comfortable with that therapist, go see another one. Or if because I remember there was multiple different therapists that I would see, and they just didn't get it. Or to me, they just didn't get it, or they didn't didn't like hit all those spots where they brought out the trauma in me, or they brought out things that I didn't even realize were trauma, or different different things that I felt that I went through, that, oh, that's not as bad, but really, because that happened, this happened, or different things. So just, ask your doctors or research it. Like, yeah, look anywhere and find any therapist that specializes in bariatric or has some experience, because yes, if you ask, you know, then they'll tell you that, the worst thing that could happen is, them say no, and then you just move on to the next one. You have to find it. And that's what I did with my surgery. Was I just kept asking questions, and when I was ready, and I just did every appointment. But the biggest thing is that I get so irritated when people say that I took the easy way out. Because no, having weight loss surgery is not the easy way out. It is a tool the doctors give you, and it's up to you to take that tool and change your life. Um, it's not, it's not a magic pill. Like I said earlier, like, I think more about food now than I ever did before. Um, and that's that's exactly what it is. It's looking at food in a different way, eating your protein right, and sticking to. I know it's hard. It was so hard because I just wanted a piece of meat so bad. And when I was on my liquid diet, or I was on, the like the soft foods diet, or the like this soup, stage. And I remember those times where I just wanted to eat what everyone else had. And I said, no, Anna, trust this, because it's working. And um, one big thing that I did too was, once I seen the scale move every day, and really, like, for the first couple months, that scale moved every day, whether it be a couple ounces, or sometimes I wouldn't weigh myself, and I wanted it to be like a little reward. Uh, when I saw 2 pounds, like, I remember yelling, like running into the bedroom, and I'd be like, oh my god, I lost another 2 pounds. But what I did, and I can share the link, because I know I have been able to find it again. But it's a chart that shows, if you want to lose 20 pounds, here it is. If you want to lose um, 50 pounds, here it is. And it had little boxes of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way down to 50. And because I know it's around here somewhere, but um, when I could mark off, like when I lost 2 pounds, I knew, like I ran right to that sheet that was hanging on the wall and I marked off my 2 squares. And when I got, because the end of like on the bottom of like the piece of paper was, I've lost 100 pounds. And when because I remember, I when I hit 100 pounds lost, I was like, oh my gosh, this is actually working. So I stuck with it, and I just I I felt like that when I lost 50 pounds. It's like, this is it. This I'm gonna stick with it. Watch me go. Like all those people, were like, surgery's not gonna work for you, and you're just, you're just gonna go back to the way that you ate before, or different things. And that's that's ultimately what it is that your head has to be ready and your mind has to be ready. And in your heart, you have to be done with being who you were before and be ready for who you're going to become.
Anna, it's time is going by so fast. It's like
Yeah.
we still I feel like that you've shared so many great points. I want to hit on two more things before we get off the call, because I know that these were important to you, and I know that they're going to resonate with a lot of people out here. There's so many great comments too. So I want to. So one of the things that the two things that I think we'll maybe spend just a couple minutes on each, if that's okay.
Oh yeah.
Relationships and like
Oh yes.
relationships, and then also like maybe finish out with your thoughts on body dysmorphia and how things have changed and what you're moving towards. So those two pieces.
Um. Well, biggest. Okay. So okay, buddies. Um. So okay, relationship. I remember in my late 20s, a lot of my friends uh were were in wonderful relationships, and I wanted that too. I wanted it so bad. And I met a great guy, Josh, and oh my gosh. Oh, my cat wants to be a star too.
Hello,
Um
Kitty.
so I remember just wanting love so bad. And when I found somebody that loved and respected me, and had those things, like had the qualities that I wanted, and I like yes, I mean, yes, we became best friends, and we had a great life together. And I enjoyed a lot of things with him, and because I wanted it so bad. I realize now that I settled. I settled for less than what I could give somebody or what I deserved. And it has to nothing to say bad about him. It's just that when you realize that you you are bringing yourself down to a level that somebody else is at, and you realize that you're a different person, not because of the surgery that you had, but because of the confidence that you gained in your own self. And the person that was hiding underneath, that different person, I feel like, or that blanket or the cover or the mask, um, when you reveal it and you show who you really are, you have to have somebody that's as equal as you. And so, yeah, I know that I rushed the relationship. I faked it a lot of times, and it's sad to like it's sad to realize that now, but I wanted it so bad. And we lived together. We did our life. It was when I was getting my college degree, and he supported me through it all. And He was there when I got home. He was, mostly there when I left, and he supported me in working multiple jobs and and going to school. And uh, not only you know was he my lover, but he was also my best friend and somebody that I could confide in. And then after when I had surgery, I felt it was an obligation for me to stay with him I had because he was with me through the whole process. And I felt that I owed it to him to stay with him. And then then we bought our house, and I fell in love with having a house. I loved to set it up. I loved to do this. I loved my garden. Um, and then he proposed to me in our front yard. I had picked out the ring and everything. It was, a huge surprise. It was great. And then, and then, I got in this mindset of, a wedding. Every girl dreams about their wedding. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's happening to me. I get to get married. And like when I sat down to more so work more on wedding stuff, or when I would make decisions or we would make decisions together, I had this tug in my heart that I couldn't get past. But yet I found comfort in making sure that he was happy, making sure that he was on the same page as me, that he liked, the things that I liked about the wedding. I wanted to make it known that I wasn't the one that was making all the decisions, and seeing the comfort in knowing that it was a team effort was important to me. But like I said, like everything that I did regarding the wedding, I just had this heaviness and this tug on my heart that, Anna, listen to your heart. Something's not right here. And it was when I was trying to write my vows, and ever since I was younger, marriage is forever, and that person that you're marrying has to do everything for you, and you have to do everything for that person. No man completes you. No man makes you a better person, or, well, yes, man can make you a better person, but it's not, you get in, people get in this mindset that they have to be like everybody else, and they have to have a boyfriend, or girlfriend, and just be like everybody else. It's when you are truly happy, and when you find it in yourself that you're happy. And it was when I realized that, hey, I'm not perfect for you, and you're not perfect for me, and you deserve somebody that is perfect for you. I get it. It's, yes, and I deserve somebody that's perfect for me. And yeah, it was when I did that, when I told him, I said, no, I'm done. I can't do it anymore. And then, then he would be like, he wrote me a long letter, that I'm going to change for you. I'm going to do this and this and this. Like, I love you. And yeah, yes, I love you too. And it's it's really hard to break somebody's heart. And not a whole lot of people have truly, truly done that. But I can say I really broke a heart. And I'm not taking it lightly, and I'm not saying it's, I just swept it under the rug. But then after I did that, I was truly able to love on myself and be completely happy with who I was. Um, and I mean, I'll say it was the hardest, but the best thing I ever did for myself. Because now looking at my life and what it could be, I mean, yeah, I had the perfect garden, and I had the perfect yard, and I had the perfect house, and I loved everything about our house, and like it looked like our relationship looked perfect on the outside, but when you don't have it on the inside, that's what people don't see. And I guess that's one of the things that's most important to me is being being so happy like with everything, and not having uh, to cover it up by any means. And it's like that's what people just didn't realize. And when I truly found myself, that's when, all right, now we'll go into the body dysmorphia, where it so we talked about all like the over like what'd you say, like how I had stepped out of that. It like the body dysmorphia didn't bother me so much. It was more, I started to realize more that I got noticed more. I remember going into stores where I wouldn't get noticed for a very long time, or people that were good looking, or pretty. They would assume I was with them or something, so they would say hi to the whole group. Um, and I just remember not being noticed. And I being thinner, I get noticed so much more. It's not like oh, she's hot, or anything. It's I can go into Target or wherever, and I'm wearing my sweats and my sweatshirt and my hair up in a messy bun, and feel so confident about it. It's so it, so it's that aspect where I'm not worried about what other people think anymore, because I'm truly happy with who I am. And that's really where you have to be. That's really where you've got to get to. And if if having weight loss surgery is your answer, then that's what the answer is. But like with body dysmorphia, like you wear different things. I wear high waisted super compression leggings my st- because my stomach hangs out a lot, and I need it compressed, because if it gets any air or moisture in it, I can get a really bad infection. And so that's just a lifestyle, the change that I've made. And I have to wear, or I choose to wear, high waisted, pants, or jeans, because I don't, because I still am in a way worried about the way that I look. But it's a different type of, now, now I'm wearing a size 6. A size 6. I don't think I ever wore a size 6 in my entire life. And for shirts, extra small or small, um, everything, like all sizes, are different. But it's having that realization that you're not the size that you used to be. Um, but also just being able to process it, being able to work through your struggles, because it's not going to be, a perfect answer. And sometimes, so what really hit me and what really hurt was when I would put something on that I wanted to wear, and it didn't look on me the way that I wanted it to. Yes, it probably fit, but I didn't I didn't feel comfortable in it. It was like, then some sort of light would go off, and I would go into a deep depression, like,
yep, I'm 300 pounds again. I'm just gonna wear my baggy shirt or, anything and just, yeah, I'm gonna eat really bad today or something. And that's just something that you have to work through because every, because like when you realize that you are smaller, it's like it's hard to process that. Um, uh, yeah. Any other questions that you want? I know I barely went over anything that I had, but I feel like, we touched on a lot of powerful things. We, yes, you can gain your weight back, but as long as you trust the process, as long as you listen to your body, um, yeah, because I've had those times where I thought, oh, this is fine. But then I really saw the repercussions of, eating something that maybe wasn't as good for me and then feeling sluggish or sluggish or just wanted to go to bed. Because when when you eat something that's got a lot of carbs in it or something and your stomach is so small, um, your body doesn't use that for energy. It uses, the protein. So then when I would have my meals of like my grilled chicken and a little bit of vegetables, I seen that I felt so much better. And it doesn't take that much more time for me, if the kids are making pizza, like I just picked up so I just picked up, a pizza for the kids tonight. Uh, do I want any of that? No, because I know how that affects me. And so, you might have had a couple pieces of that, before surgery, and like it didn't make you feel bad. But when your stomach is so small, having that much like of the carbs in you like that just makes us feel really bogged down and really, really heavy. So it's just being able to know what your body needs and listening to it, um, is probably the biggest thing.
Anna, you brought up so many great points. You talked about, so kind of just summarizing from my
Oh,
standpoint. Yes, you got one more
yeah.
point.
So then going back to the relationship. So yes, when you truly are happy with who you are, um, and when you're not looking for somebody, when you're not standing there like, or when you're not on all these well, yes, I was on those dating sites, but I was ready to, open myself up to somebody. But I said to myself, no, I know that he's out there somewhere, and when I'm ready, I'll be ready. And I know without a shadow of a doubt that Nick is who I'm supposed to be with, without a shadow of a doubt. And I would not be the person that I am today um if it wasn't for the decisions that I made. And like yes, I mean, I would not have met Nick at all, at all, at all. And it was just random. We both weren't looking for each other. And as my friends will say, that know both me and Nick and then know us together as a couple. They have said, Anna and Nick, you two are two peas in a pod. You just do it. And it's like, does he make me a better person? Yes. Do I make him a better man? Yes. We just do it for each other. It's easy, and it's so enjoyable, and we laugh with each other. And that's the most important thing is to find, your happiness and find that person, because you know He's out there. He or she is out there. I promise you. Um, and it's just, yes, it's just that. And so just be like, if you're ready to if you're ready to do surgery, reach out to me with any questions, or if you just want to talk something over, or how did you find the therapist, or what kind of things did you eat or drink. Caffeine was a big thing. Like, I remember having 2 to 3 Red Bulls, a day even. And all of those things that I was putting in my body just to get through the day. Um, and I remember just relying on energy so much because I thought I didn't have it. And then when you're hungry or something, drink your water, because that's probably what your body is telling you, is that you need to drink water and you need to hydrate yourself. um and I'm not a doctor, but it's like that's that's the biggest thing, is just listening to your body, following the rules. I mean, yes, there's been lifestyle changes, because when you're running around and you're hot and you just want to drink water. I will never be able to gulp down a whole cup of water ever again, because that feels so like like so much of the pressure and so much weight on me that I can feel every little bit of water down me. It's just learning to be able to take little sips and just to make those decisions that are right for my body. And so, yeah. Is there
Drink it
anything
down.
else that
I mean,
both
I
we
feel
can?
like there's a lot of comments, but they're just about people telling their stories and how it relates. And so I want to say that I think a lot of people, we're kind of at time. I think a lot of people are relating to the things that you've said. There's some people that say thank you, some people that are just kind of talking about their relationships, about how they relate to what you've said. So I
Yeah,
think body dysmorphia is
yeah,
a really big thing, and I think being true to some of the things, just to kind of point out some of the things you said, being true to yourself is super important. Being able to tell people how you feel, and be okay with that, because it can be hard. So
uh-huh. Okay. Uh, uh, Tracy. So she has this comment that she was happy but not healthy. I was looked over and discriminated against when I went to the doctor, because you looked different. Yes, I get it. And yes, you're happy, but you're not healthy. And when your inside isn't happy or healthy, then then ultimately your outside is not either. Um, and looked over and discriminated. Yes, I missed out on a lot of opportunities in college and in school even, because I was looked over. I was like, nope. I was looked at like as the fat girl, in school. And it it wasn't that I knew that I was the fat girl. It was that I thought also that I was like everybody else, and didn't really care what other people thought, because I was happy. But realizing then that I had covered it up with so much happiness, pretending that I was happy, and realizing that I'm not happy. And that's the biggest thing, is I just hope that people listen to listen to their soul, listen to their heart. And if you're not happy, and if you're not making other people happy, and if you're not enjoying other people, um, then then that's where you can change. And Um, I realize now that I carry myself so much better. You walk differently. Um, yeah, it's weight loss surgery again is is not the easy way out. I think more about my life, and my like in my day-to-day stuff, because you have to take so many extra vitamins and so many more things for your body, like vitamin D, vitamin B12. Okay, and I will say too, I'm gonna plug you because those bariatric vitamins are fantastic. Like, yes, like those vitamins are fantastic. I felt after probably the next week and a half, I felt wonderful. And it was because I was putting the right things in my body, and I was having the right things of the right things. And uh, it's just being able to find that happy medium where, yes, yes, it's going to be a little bit of inconvenience. And, uh, you know, like every month, I need to sit down with my medications, and put them in little, like, like I don't want to say old people, organizers, but like yes, I need to put, all my pills and, all the vitamins in little day-to-day containers, because I need that easy, and I need that accessibility, and it needs to be consistent. Because if
Anna, what
it's
do you
not consistent,
take? What vitamins do you take?
so the B12, the multivitamin, the chews. Okay, can I be honest? The chews, they can be a little bit better. I don't really like those, but they're okay. They're okay. Um, the mints you sent me are good too. Um, the calcium citrate. People are like, oh, I don't think I need calcium because whatever. But it's your bones. It's it's how your joints move, and those things. So I'm definitely loving, and it's so important because there's so many people now that's had weight loss surgery that don't have the resources that we need, or people they they forget about the repercussions or the things that we'll go through afterwards, or our lifelong struggles. Um, like if I have ice cream, if I have one bite too much, I can be sent to the bathroom. Like that is like the biggest thing. Being able to stop when you've had enough, but you can still have all those little things that you used to have before, but just a little bit less. So like probably the biggest thing is, like, I remember Nick's boys saying, you you can only eat 3 French fries, or like 5 French fries, and you're full. Yeah, but I remember sitting down with a whole plate of dinner, or like all the food, or like sharing half of a pizza. And now it's just being in the different mindset that you are eating smaller, you're eating for like the size of a banana. And like once you just get used to that, I did use like one of those food scales for a while, but once I started to picture what I could eat and what I wanted, then I stopped weighing it. It was all consistent. So that's probably the biggest thing, is being able to find a system that works for you, finding those vitamins that work for you. Um, yeah, and just starting out your day, on the right step. And yeah, that's probably the biggest thing too. And with my work, I know that I probably wouldn't get the job that I have today if I wasn't holding myself with with confidence and being willing to talk to people, being willing to talk to people that I don't know. And that's yes, that's huge. It's being able to process and to adapt to how people look at you now, and how you're talked to, and how things, just being able, to process it, and and it's like living a whole new life, and it's hard, but it's worth it. And the only, like, again, the only regret that I have is that I just didn't do it sooner. But it was probably it was probably the fact that I wasn't ready yet. I I wasn't ready, to change my life before, you know, when I was in my 20s and my, mid 20s. It's I realize it now that I wasn't ready. I needed to go through things. I needed to go through life events. I needed to go through that relationship to, to have somebody. I needed somebody there to support me. And I'll always be so, so grateful for Josh, that he was there, and he was there through it all. He supported, and he yes, he did the, you know, he did the things that he didn't want to, and he saw my pain, and it's it's really hard looking, it's and if not everybody loses a bunch of hair either, but I remember getting out of the shower and brushing my hair, and just clumps of it were falling out. Clumps. So I would say huge, 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 huge is a bio. So huge is the biotin, like that too. But just being able to find something that works for you is huge. So
So
thank you, everybody.
yeah, thank you so
Um,
much, Anna, for being here. We're going to be, I'm going to do a really quick little snippet here with our sponsor, and I want to just thank everybody. So I'm going to jump on just for a second here and just give a shout out to our sponsor, and you're going to see me share my screen here.
hey, Brenda, is there a way that I can respond to these comments?
Um, we're kind of at time right now. If
Okay.
maybe
So,
if there's something specific, we can provide your email, and maybe we can have them reach out
yeah.
specifically to you. Do you want to type that in for them, Anna? That'd be great. And I'm gonna share my screen here for just a second. Give me a second here while you're typing that in. And okay.
So there's my email. I'm just double checking it.
And I'll bring that over to our Facebook page too
Yeah,
here.
yeah. But I
Um,
mean, if they're on here, they obviously have a link to, my Instagram and my Facebook and everything, like that. So again, that's why, I share my story. Yes. So I take the magnesium D. That's really good. Those are the chews I'm talking about. Okay, they're not terrible, but they're really good. They're really good.
those are actually
Yeah.
my favorite, believe it or not.
Yeah.
I do better with them than but a lot of people do better with the capsules or the chews. I just wanted to kind of bring on our website. Anna actually reached out to me. She's so sweet because she does actually use our products, and she was given a shout out earlier with all of those things. So Anna, thank you for sharing everything you shared. I also want to just jump here, show where people can find our upcoming episodes under Berry Connected. This tab up here, Berry Connected. We have Anna's episode listed on our website right here. You can click it. You can go to the replay if you missed the live. If you're watching on the replay and you're wanting to watch the actual video portion, it'll be stored on our YouTube channel. Anna's episode will be live here until the end of the month, and it'll also be stored on our YouTube channel. So if you're wanting to jump to our YouTube channel, here at the bottom, we have the link for that. You just click on that, and it's going to pop you over to our YouTube channel. She will be listed on our YouTube channel. Follow us so you get notifications of when that's posted. I also want to say here on that same page that I was just on, I think it jumped out, under the Berry Connected, we also have an upcoming support group coming up, and that is on the 17th, and that's with Dr. Kukureja, Prevention of Treatment of Regain. And then we also have a podcast coming up. I'm sorry, we have all of our episodes on our podcast, I should say, and those are on replay as well. So Spotify, YouTube, any of your favorite, iHeart, whatever is your favorite, you can listen. If you're more of a podcast person than you are watching YouTube, that's a great way to look. So I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to actually provide
Brenda,
the link.
Thank you, Brenda, for, working with a company that, you can relate to these people. You can relate to me that I see on those bottles bariatric, and I'll be like, that's for me. Or like, oh, finally somebody has listened to what we need. And like, I just feel like there's not enough help out there for what we need, but we just need to be able to ask for it too. And yes, it's just being able to ask for help when you need it. And I just remember being at my wit's end and being like, I can't do this anymore. I need to find something that works for me. And that's probably the biggest thing. So yes, anybody out there that's still watching, that you want to talk to me, you want to talk to me about an experience, because I've gone through it all, to any relationship, to even how it is, romantically now, than it was different. It's a whole thing. Being able to, look different, or be looked at different when you're out with your man. It's just like it's different. Because not being worried about what other people were thinking, because I felt judged all the time. And he's probably with her because he feels sorry for her, or things. And it's just getting your mindset that, so what, people can think whatever they want to. All that matters at the end of the day is your happiness and how happy you are.
Said perfectly. Thank you, Anna.
Thank you.
I don't think I could say it any better. So at this point, we're gonna be closing off. I want to wish all of you a wonderful evening. Enjoy your time. Thank you for spending time with Anna and I. Reach out to Anna by email if you have any questions you want to, or Instagram or Facebook. And I have relisted her email on both of those. We'll make sure and get that added to the comments section of our YouTube replay and our podcast. So Anna, thank you, and I'll be reaching out to you by email tomorrow.
Yes.
So take care. You did a great job. Thank you everybody for joining us, and have a great evening. Bye-bye.